It was just over a year ago that this street corner was overflowing with hundreds of migrants seeking shelter before crossing illegally into the United States. Now, this neighborhood in the Mexican border city of Tijuana has become a ghost town. Because of President Donald Trump's aggressive new immigration policies, migrants like 18-year-old Cesar Perez have had to change their plans.
We came with the intention to find a new opportunity under President Joe Biden. But when Donald Trump won and started enacting these new laws and deporting people, it scared a lot of us from crossing, and now many of us want to go back home.
The US-Mexico border region has changed dramatically from just a couple of years ago, when hundreds of thousands of people from around the world were crossing into the United States every month. Trump won the presidential election last November in large part on his pledge to crack down on illegal immigration.
Biden allowed millions of people, many of them criminals, many of them at the highest level. They emptied jails out. Other nations emptied their jails into the United States. It's an invasion.
The U.S. president has employed several hardline tactics, including deportations, tariffs on Mexico, and deploying troops on the border. As a result, migrant apprehensions in the United States could fall to levels unseen since the 1960s. Jose Maria Garcia runs a shelter in Tijuana that just a year ago was beyond capacity. Now it is nearly empty.
People are hearing all the news about the situation, so a lot of people who are planning on crossing are now rethinking their plans. But it still doesn't mean they won't return in the future because they are escaping violence and poverty back home.
Earlier this month, Vice President J.D. Vance, along with the head of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, participated in an aerial tour of the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas as part of a trip meant to highlight tougher immigration policies. Although Trump has not visited the border since he was inaugurated, this visit by 3 high-ranking officials shows how important this issue is to his administration. Vance said that the tour drove home the need to finish building the border wall, but also to include the use of new technologies like AI to monitor the area.
We're using artificial intelligence to make us better at the job of border enforcement, but we've got to make sure that technology is deployed across the entire American southern border. We're going to do it as much as we can, as broadly as we can, because that's how we're going to protect the American people's security.
But even the record low numbers of apprehensions at the border have not slowed down the White House from pushing more drastic measures. Earlier this week, the Trump administration ignored a federal judge's order not to deport hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members without a court hearing. The standoff between the president and the courts could potentially set off a constitutional crisis. Markovits, TRT World, Tijuana, Mexico.